when a mother see a problem, they are ready to do everything. But what gave you the conviction?
So maybe I can tell you like the real secret.
The first user of our product is our daughter.
It hit me. My daughter is privileged. What about the other daughters?
This is a blind spot in our society, and no one is working on this.
We did a bottoms up approach, and that came to around 3 crores of kids that our market is, which is 7,500 crore market for kids skincare.
How you are sharing your stories to parents?
So before even parents, we need to be convinced that what we are doing is correct. And users don't really go very deep in certifications. They actually trust you. So it becomes our responsibility.
Definitely. Like Ayurvedic in India is like selling like hotcakes. Biggest myth in kids skincare.
Too many to bust. हमारे पास कोई option ही नहीं था.
You actually didn't get the fund. Although the product was very unique, like what went wrong?
बेटा छोड़ दो. मत करो. तुमसे नहीं हो पाएगा.
Hello everyone, welcome to D2C Stories podcast, the future of D2C told through stories and powered by experts. I'm your host Vineet Agarwala. Most parents today are extremely cautious about what their child eats, and almost nobody think what goes on their skin. So yet children are using everything like baby products, adult products, whatever they get they put on because they are also into a race to look good and everything. So let's start here. Today we have Kanika and Labdhi, who are the founders of Mishmash, and they are building something to solve this problem. Hello Kanika, hello Labdhi, how are you?
We are good. How are you, Vineet? Thank you for hosting us.
I'm so good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, Kanika, you didn't start as a business idea, right? It was like personal. You started this product or this business from your personal experience. Can you share something?
Never imagined that I will actually be a startup founder. This is the honest confession, actually. So basically, like after completing my MTech in biotechnology, I was driven towards the pharma side of things. So I worked in multiple pharma MNCs for close to 14 plus years. So where, I was working with big companies that were data generator as well as at the same point of time running analytics, market research, but from the diseases point of view. So I already was into so much research and everything and got a lot of opportunities as well. Then when during COVID, my daughter was born and it was all work from home setting. So daily at 10 a.m. in the morning, my daughter used to see her mom, be ready, pick up her laptop, be on the, video calls and see me ready and everything.
Yeah.
And kids are like, very curious at birth. So she used to be very curious about what is my mother doing? Like how is she combing her hair? And girls have this, curious nature by itself. So for me to take a after a personal problem, then it was like the personal problem was that, my daughter used my own makeup for a preschool function actually. So in that case, she had a Janmashtami ka function and she was supposed to dress up like Radha.
Yeah.
So we tried little of my luxury product thinking that, it will be good. When she came back, she got the first prize. But when she came back, her cheeks were brown. Her eyes had blisters. I was really scared. So basically, that's when the doctors told me that actually it is chemical reaction for your kid's skin because they're so natural, so pure. And at that point of time, I used to always wonder if somebody has to do something or if I have to leave my good MNC career, it has to be about something larger than myself. The purpose was to make child skin and especially my daughter's skin foolproof, like my mother used to do. So that was the, I would say a trigger on what made me jump into uncertainty.
Yeah, and basically we started with this simple, let's say, insight which is overlooked. That kids don't actually need any treatment like adults. When you use adult skincare or anything, you are trying to fix a problem to, let's say, fix a problem which you have. But kids' skin is usually developing right now, so the phase is very critical where they need more consistent nourishment, protection. So that's why we thought, ki, okay, kids constantly are exposed with sun, sweat, dust, play. They need something which is more nourishing and less about treating a particular, say, a symptom or something. So instead of adapting a adult or a baby formulation, we build products differently. We use like high botanical, let's say, base, which is like high plant-based actives, and we just don't use single actives. We use multiple actives so that they get the whole nourishment point of view there. So it's a system of Ayurveda that we then use to actually build these things.
Yeah.
So that was the clear insight that we have, that kids can need more nourishment and less about being treating any symptom.
Sure. Very interesting thought, very interesting story. I personally feel this is a blind spot in our society and no one is working on this. So I believe you're creating this category. So according to you, how big the category is? What is the TAM of this category?
Basically, to come up with a TAM, there are two methods, right? One is like taking some existing company and trying to figure out, but we didn't find any such data. So we did a bottoms up approach where
Yeah.
we started with, okay, what is the population of India? In that, we sliced it to urban population for now. So let's say there are 37% urban household income or population that is there. Then we further sliced to household income that are earning 10 lakh plus. So in that way, we came to further slice. So first is urban population. Then the another slice is people who are earning 10 lakhs household income. And that came to around 3 crores of kids, or basically households.
Wow.
So
Okay.
we assume that every household have one kid for now. So there are 3 crore kids currently in our market segment that we are targeting. And in an annual spend, we assume that they will be spending around 2,500 rupees or 200 rupees per month for their kids' skincare wellness. They do more, but let's assume on a safer side that they are using 200. So 2,500 into 3 crore is what we project that our market is, which is 7,500 crore market for kids' skincare or kids' self-care. In this, we are just taking India, but since our story is Ayurveda, natural, we can actually very naturally expand it to multiple countries. But for now, our focus is more urban population. In that, household income is earning 3 lakhs. And then in that, we are saying that people will spend 2,500 annually for their 3 crore kids. So that's our market or the TAM as of now.
Wow. So that's super interesting. So we'll talk more about mismatch and the problems you're solving, but let's rewind. Like, what is your background? Like, where you have started, where you from, and how you came together. I saw both of you are from IIT. So yeah, let's talk about that story, please.
So, yeah, I am born and brought up in Raipur,
Okay.
Chhattisgarh, where we also operate currently Mishmash Naturals from. And then I went to IIT Delhi, like I'm a pass out of IIT Delhi, which is 2009 batch.
Okay.
And then I joined a typical consulting firm for 5 years. I worked there, but I was not feeling that satisfaction of actually creating any impact or actually doing any work, because you will drive inside, but it's very far from reality. So that's when I thought that I need to be more closer towards the action. So that time e-commerce was a boom. So I joined Jabong, the largest fashion e-commerce that time, as customer retention marketing head. So my job was to use data, segment, and then do better, let's say, communication to the customers. And then from Jabong, I joined further smaller company QMath, which was into very starting stage. I joined when they were just starting only. So I was part of core team heading the business there. Literally started from zero, took them to 200 crore plus monthly run rate, heading the business there. And then after 5, 6 years, then I thought that, okay, let's start something of my own. I just did smaller to stint in CAMK12 Sarva, but then I thought, let's start something of our own. Was always my dream to give back to society also. But that's my journey. Me and Kanika met in the consulting firm that we were both working in Gurgaon. So we met together in 2000, I think it's back 2000. So we met there and we bonded over the project, and now we are life partner as well as co-founder.
Yeah. What's your story?
So basically, I'm born and brought up in Ghaziabad. So it's a
Wow.
satellite
Yeah.
town of Delhi NCR. So both my parents are Ayurvedic, doctors. My mom used to, like my dad also had a, Ayurvedic dispensing facility where since background and like in my school days, I've made chaman prash, oils,
Oh,
like
wow.
yeah, and then he also had a factory, so we used to make face packs, shampoo, body lotion, and they were like doing pretty well, decently. I think even in school days itself, they decided to close down. But that starting from home, frugally till growing, making a factory, so that thing knowledge had already stayed with me. Number one. And Ayurveda, it was like part of my life since birth because, like, my parents still practice Ayurveda till this date. They have like any time I go or Labdhi goes, we have like a list of things that they do, including whatever naturopathy is available, what can make our life better. So that was like always a thing which was there. So after completing my 12th standard, I did my BTech and my MTech. BTech from Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Agricultural University in Meerut, Modipuram. Then I did my MTech in biotechnology from Amity, Noida.
Wow.
And during the last semester itself, I got campus placed, moved to Hyderabad for data analytics, market research sort of work. And since then, like, data analytics, market research in core pharma domain was my expertise. So when we talk about diseases, so like cancer, we talk about therapy area wise, like respiratory diseases. So I used to work in oncology specifically, where we used to be part of the team that is based in India, that is providing the knowledge management services for the broader teams. And the company that I used to work with, like Novartis, AbbVie, I also did like 5 to 6 years with Eli Lilly in Bangalore. So proper research and core pharma background was the one that I had. And a major part of whatever roles that I have served over the period of time, they are helping me now, like
Yeah.
with what I am doing right now.
Sure.
So, the and me, we met in our like my second job, and we decided to, be together, and we became life partner. Yeah, so that's pretty much. So, deciding to stop doing a job,
Yeah. Yeah.
moving from corporate was like a very big deal for me.
I was just coming to that is my next question. Like you saw the problem, definitely when a mother see a problem or a parent see a problem, so they are ready to do everything possible in their capacity. But what gave you the conviction to leave your full time jobs and build something from scratch? And what was your biggest fear? Because like everyone I met, my friends who are working on MNCs and everywhere, they all wanted to create this something of their own, but they don't have the courage or they don't have that leave to take it, right? So these two things, what gave you that conviction and what were your biggest fear at that time?
Yeah. So maybe I can tell you like the real secret starting from the bottom.
Yeah, yeah,
So I discussed with my dad about my idea. He
yeah.
was like, "Beta छोड़ दो, मत करो, तुमसे नहीं हो पाएगा."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So this was like what the environment was. My parents are like service people. Like even between Labdi and myself, we were all salaried people.
Yeah.
I was the most risk averse person on this planet Earth to take any risk, number one. Now I can talk to you about the, like, why did I do it? So it was really difficult, like really difficult. I remember having a conversation with Labdi and we saw what happened with our daughter, right? So
Yes.
I was really scared and I was going on a US trip for like my headquarter. My entire suitcase was filled like with things for Mishka. It was all skincare. Like she was like 3 years at that point of time, 2.5 to 3. So her makeup, her Cinderella dresses, her Aveeno, Sebamed, whatever you can think about, in my suitcases are packed with that. And I even ordered lot of skincare because she was very interested in my makeup, my
Yeah.
skin. So
Okay.
I used to find ki what is possible. So I did research. So we had a lot of friends. Like I used to travel bar as well. So I ordered the nail polishes from Korea. I got like from London, I got some powdered like, glitter which was pure, natural, certified, patented. And my daughter, she spent 3 days in that, like, I think the nail polish was this big. It was like 1500 rupees nail polish in INR. In 3 days, it was
All
on
she
the
needed was 3 days. Yeah.
3 days. And I remember I was like, I wish मेरे parents ऐसा कुछ हमारे parents afford कर सकते हैं. Like I was thinking that she's so lucky. हम तो नहीं कर सकते थे. हमारे पास कोई option ही नहीं था. So what do you do at that point of time, Vineet? You figure out that what is possible. And at the same point of time, it hit me. My daughter is privileged. What about the other daughters?
Yeah. True.
That stayed with me. Then the idea was already there. I discussed with Labdhi and I told him that, I think I have good amount of money. We are not buying a house right now. Can I take like, a good amount to build something if it's okay with like our finances?
Oh.
And then he was like, first do your research, then come to me, then we will discuss. So I did my research. I picked up phone. I called like probably 80, 90 people, like my daughter's classmates' parents, my seniors, my juniors, my family, friends, and everything who were of our age. Because I was worried that is it my problem that my daughter wants my makeup or my skincare? But what about others? And Vineet, the kind of answers that people used to give me. Like one mother said, Kanika, beetroot ka juice, you take it out, mix it in Vaseline and give it to her. It is like, lipstick.
Wow.
Told me, take lactocalamine, add sandalwood powder and freeze it and add some cream. Like she said, Pond's cream. Put it in fridge, it will freeze. It will be like, give them slightly glitter and slight like color and they'll be very happy. And I used to wonder, who has the time to do all this stuff? Like, this too much. Why can't we take these principles to something that, people can trust? So after calling more than 100 parents, after running a survey, because that is what my core skill was in market research, I ran a survey and that's when I got like the market exists. I wasn't sure because there was no data we need ki kitna market hai.
Yeah.
But it was a blind trust and a blind gut feeling that I am not wrong. Maybe there is a section of parents who are like me, like who can, and that's when I discussed with Labdhi. And I believe when you're building a startup, you don't need a lot of people to say, बहुत अच्छा चल जाएगा, because people will not speak. वो कहेंगे यार you are crazy, you are making like, have an above 50 lakh का salary है तो तुम कुछ भी risk लोगे क्या? So मतलब there are different perspectives. But one person believed in me, that was actually Labdhi. And he asked me this question, how will you do it? I said, I have a full-time job. I love my job. I want to leave my job. And I don't know if this makes sense.
Yeah.
So he suggested, hire a person. See, run the survey, check the data. If you feel that the data is telling you something, then decide and take a call. And I was like, okay, that makes sense, right? That makes sense. The person is doing certain things. At least I will know if this makes sense or not. And during that time, I also got like my other co-founder, Aditi.
Yeah.
She, like, she was a friend. Like, Labdhi and her husband used to work in QMan. So I called her up and I'm thinking of doing this. She said, Kanika, you're crazy. All your ideas are like that random. Like, think about it. This is what I'm trying to build. And then she called me after 10 days and she said exactly same thing happened at her end. So she had a niece. Her niece wanted to apply lipstick. Niece was like 6.5 years old for a school function. When she came back, her lips were dry, chapped, brown, and they were like not sure ki kare to kare kya. And she's like, Kanika, let's take a risk. So the conviction came from data. Conviction came from one or maximum two people to leave like a good job, a good city, and to be ready for the hustle and bustle of what startup is all about.
Actually, it starts from your own personal problem, I would say, and then you go deeper and deeper into that personal problem. So we faced the personal problem, then we thought, okay, is it our own just whims and fancy, or just let's speak to some 80, 90 people in the same network consumer. So we spoke, we did research, we figured out, okay, everyone has a problem, but there is no solution as of now. So then we thought, okay, let's parallelly while we were doing our jobs, parallelly, we started doing the groundwork, research, who will be the manufacturer, supplier. So we built a core, let's say 6, 8 months while we were at our job. And then first, Kanika actually left her job. I joined 8 months later. So I was like, okay, first we need to sell the first lot and then only we will get that conviction. So we ordered our first batch and in next 6 months we sold that out. We like reached some 6, 7 lakhs of MRR, but that was more POC only. So we just did our sales first lot just to get that conviction we were saying in the market in what we are doing. But then when we sold to 2000 customer, we spoke to all of them. We got that conviction, okay, there is a market which is underserved. They need this product, and then how can we make it better for them is where we do. So it is a phased wise approach, I would say, because once you are into 15 years of corporate journey, it's difficult to leave your job, or you can do when you are in your 20s. It's very easy, I would say, but when you are in these or late 30s, it's difficult. So you need to plan it more phase wise, I would say. Start, and I feel that it usually starts with your own problem or something which you are very deeply researched or deeply know about. Even if you see any other businesses usually start like this only. So
Vineet,
that's where we
the
started.
I was just saying the main problem with our segment was there wasn't any segment, there wasn't any company was
Yeah.
selling. So we were like as much as unsure as you can imagine. Like a new bride unsure of the house where we are going. Same, we were unsure if people will accept us.
Yeah.
But the customer feedback and the points that came in actually build the conviction in me. One is sales, that yes, we could do sales of, let's say, 30, 40 lakhs in 6 months. The second is the points that customers used to share with us. Like they would say, okay, nobody is doing this. You are taking the courage to do it is great. Actually, we need this product, but nobody was doing it. So we got that insights and feedback and the love from customers, which actually built our conviction to further invest and go ahead.
That's super interesting and really like ghar ka nuska ko converting them into a product that's like and Indian parents do have all the nuskas every time available. But again, if you can pack them properly with natural products, it's nothing like that. So how you manufacture your product? Like you got this formula first, how you validate those formula, whether because we do tons of things like Indian families, they have 10 different formulas. So how you decide that which formula to take forward, how you validate them, and how you actually convert them into a product manufacturing process, how you carry that.
So basically, I take care of the product journey here
Yeah.
at Mishmash from starting till here. So we did research. There's always a difference. So my work told me that there are different phases in how you have to build a product. The first step is that you need to have a list of ingredients and a reference in your mind to start with. In our case, there was no reference in India which we could find at that point of time. And so what we did was like made that ghar ka nuskha sort of thing, right? This is what we want to achieve, but in a larger scale, more stable, more, better for kids. That's how we did like we didn't use the petroleum jelly. Again, it's a petrochemicals. It has a lot of side effects. So it was like that. It started with identifying what are the natural fruits and flowers that give natural colors. Simple search on Google, then there came a long list. Okay, these all. Then because my daughter was directed by the doctor to drink beetroot juice, 2 spoons, because she had a little bit less, blood and everything. So I was like, let's use beetroot. So there was beetroot, there was strawberry, there was jamun, there was marigold, again hibiscus flower.
I think it's majorly first identifying the ingredients and the functionality they will give. Plus, we have like let's say 3, 4 Ayurvedic doctors also with us who understands the let's say there is documents and achars, what ingredient, what property it gives. So basically combining the wisdom of Ayurveda knowledge from the we have and then what we want to achieve as a product, both things combined too, we came up with the ingredient list that we need to have. And what then we came to more R&D side of it, R&D partner who help us in identifying the percentages of it that will be suited for the kids age 3 to 14. So specifically, these are the various steps
Yes.
that we follow. But I think going back, more important was that why not just use adults product? What is the harm in it? Like first step is key. Literally, is there any issue in using it? So as I said earlier, also adult product are made for treating some underlying cause that you are solving. And kids or baby product were too mild. So that's where we thought of this segment and started building the formulation. You can add
Yeah,
on
and
this.
and you know one thing, Vineet, which we did really religiously was we made lot of lists. We
Yeah.
did lot of research. We researched every portal that gives you all the information about the ingredient. So we
Mhm.
already had a big list. I still have make an Excel like what are the ingredients that should be added in kits, what are the ingredients which should not be, like literally row by row. And it has like maybe 600 to 700 ingredients listed in the nose sort of thing. So then you decide, okay, what is it that are required to create? And these Ayurvedic consultants, because they have the knowledge, they were not imagining this product, what we were making, but they have the knowledge about what is the ingredient, how will it behave, is it useful for kids or not. So their wisdom, it actually helps to identify ingredients. First, what is the problem that we are solving? What is the reference that we have? Then what is the reference? By reference, if you don't have a reference, you need a brief.
Yeah.
This is the of my product. And then you move to the segment where you talk about, okay, now these are the ingredients or that act as an actives to rectify these issues that the kids can face. And then you make a grounds up formulation. So
Sure.
our formulation, it takes long time, like 6 to 9 months it takes to fortify one, because we do it from
Yeah.
grounds up. Like, for example, if there's a shampoo, so the first step is to identify what are the problems that the kids face. Like, what are the 100% problem? Now, I want to target 95% of the problem, 90 to 95. These are my top problems. Which ingredients? Then the Ayurveda consultant will say, okay, we can use hibiscus for growth. We can
Yeah.
use aloe vera for hydration. We can use, mango butter for amazing conditioning. We can use rosemary oil for, growth. So they come with the fact, and this is the good percentage which you should use, because it's also important. सिर्फ saffron 0.5% डाल के सिर्फ रेट बढ़ाने का तो there's no point, right? It
Yeah.
should act. That's the broad
Mm,
idea. And that's
yeah.
what they help us. So they help us make a base level formulation at first. We work with the R&D partners or the chemist who makes that formulation. Then we do sampling. We decide whether what are the issues and what could be the possible reasons, whether it is sustainable, not sustainable, what changes would they recommend. So there's a group meeting where we talk about ye problems and these are the things that maybe we need to move a bit, or ye element we need to add. Because making any product, there are basic 4 or 5 category of things that you need. One is, the nourisher. Second is the base. The third is the actives. And fourth is the stabilizer. And fifth is the preservation system. So when you require all these 5 categories, you have to identify, I can't use any chemical or, a synthetic. So what are the natural? So, like, for example, if we have achar at home, it doesn't go bad, right? For
Yeah.
3 or 4 years, it doesn't go bad because oil is a natural preservative. So,
Yeah.
in our makeup category, oil acts as a preservation system. There is also specialized vitamins, nanovitamins, vitamin E, vitamin C. They actually already, if you use them in the purest form, they have a natural preservation. That's what we do. For our other
Yeah.
category, yes, we have to use other preservation, but in a very lowest quantity, which is recommended by the WHO.
Sure.
Basically, we also use like up to 35% aloe vera juice in our products. So our idea is to have more and more plant-based actives, which helps the kid's skin to nourish when they are growing so that they don't have problems in future. So that's the whole intent. The need of growing skin is more nourishment and protection. So how do we provide that, which in terms help them not to face any skin or hair body problems later?
And coming to your other question, ki how did you find those manufacturers? So, Vineet, we started with makeup. I personally have cold called took a list from Google. Like that time, ChatGPT was not there. We took a list from Google, India Mart, and everywhere to call, pick up and call. This is the idea. Are you Ayush certified? Do you make Ayurvedic product? Can you make something? I would have called maybe 50 to 70 manufacturers. Nobody was ready to work with the ideas that we had. Then because I had we were lucky enough to find one person initially, but the idea was that you can't work with a person on on a digital platform, right? You have to visit them. So the next step was to go check their facility,
Yeah.
whether it is
So I
worth
think
it.
we were fortunate that the person also have a daughter, so they believed in our vision. And also one more thing, all our formulations are guided by Ayush principle. Like it should be Ayurvedic,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we ensure that we use only Ayurvedic pharma grade ingredients. And we have the formulation approval from Ayush Ministry. So basically, we had these core principles that we started with, that what are the Ayush formulation guidelines that we have, what are the ingredients that we can use, then what are the pharma level or edible grade ingredients that can put be in the, like the colors we use more like paneer या चटनी में जो colors होते हैं वो edible grade colors होते हैं, so we use those colors. The fragrance that we use is from plant based, so the product was level, how do we use Ayurvedic formulation guidelines, ingredients listed there, and then further the manufacturer or anybody we involve, we know that they have all the and certification that we have. And in our case, as I had said, we are fortunate to get the manufacturer who also have a daughter. So he actually felt very close to the problem with us, and we together worked with the R&D partners to come up with the formulation, samples, iteration in this case.
But the real journey was to find the manufacturer. It's like you're searching a needle in a haystack.
Sure. Sure.
Because currently there are no supply who does color cosmetics for kids in Ayush segment. You will find manufacturer for adults or chemical based like easily, or for self care side, but this side doesn't have much supplier who does Ayurvedic. So our vision right now is to how do we deeply integrate Ayurvedic wisdom and kids intersection. Like, how do you use Ayurveda for kids' self care is our broader theme that we are working right now.
Yeah, that's super interesting. And I will say it's also very noble that you are doing all these things. Tell us how you build trust with parents. Like you are doing all these things, or like how you are sharing your stories to parents.
So before even parents, we have to be convinced, I would say.
Yeah.
Like first step is that we need to be convinced that what we are doing is correct. So one, our formulation or whatever we have done, we go through multiple rounds of थर्ड पार्टी चेक दैट यस दिस इज आयुष मिनिस्ट्री की गाइडलाइन से इंग्रेडिएंट सही यूज कर रहे हैं, वी आर यूजिंग द राइट इंग्रेडिएंट्स एंड द फॉर्मूला इज 100% सेफ फॉर किड्स एक्सेट्रा. तो फॉर्मुलेशन लेवल पे वी डू दोस चेक्स बैलेंसेस. देन सेकंड, वंस वी डू सैम्पलिंग, we do a lot of sampling, we use it in our kids, and we have core group of 20-30 moms and kids whom we use the product, iterate, sample. Once the sample is finalized, we give it to the third party acting like NABL certified lab to do test for heavy metals, MSDS, pH, etc. While our product are Ayurvedic, but still we try to get those certificates and tests done. As I said, it's for our satisfaction and mental. First, we want that satisfaction, then only we want to pass it. And
Sure.
the first user of our product is our daughter. So you can assume we are making it for our daughter with highest quality ingredients and highest quality safety that we want to ensure. But to give it more formal thing, one is the level of testing that we do. There are some 20 parameters that we have selected. For every product, we undergo that test from a third party lab, not our in-house or manufacturer. It's a third party which will do. And if those pass, then only we start the production and move ahead from there. So
And
that's the whole process.
Moving to parents also, we need what we do. So the first 2000 customers which Labdhi is talking about, I think more than 600 to 700 would have my phone number. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Because, we didn't start with just Shopify sales. We started with a high touch point sales. So I had seen when I was young with my father, like he used to do trade shows, Haj Mahotsavs, Kolkata mein, like I have traveled with him. So
Yeah.
I thought maybe this route can be very different because I will get to see the customer. So initially during the first, couple of 1 year and even still, do a lot of pop-ups. Premium good pop-ups in places where we feel pan India. It could be tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, doesn't matter. We have gone. Like wherever, like we feel that somebody is inviting which has a high potential as a for you to meet customers and also to get live feedback on the products, we do that. And there we actually do free makeover for all the kids because
Oh,
it helps really kids to see the product. So we started getting a lot of, invites from like I've done like 20-25 exhibitions, even in Raipur, Delhi, Gurgaon, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Indore, Surat, Ahmedabad, many places, many places. There's a big list. And the best part was that kids used to like it and the moms were like, "Ki, we are happy." We used to get all sort of views. But we are happy that somebody decided to make something because our kid was asking the same thing. And in those places, me and Aditi, we were the ones who used to meet. There
yeah.
wasn't somebody else who was, connecting with them. So that made us more convinced. One. Second, it was a way that we were reaching out to parents. So with each parent, I used to tell, "Ma'am, this is my card. Please keep it." Because some were skeptical, right? So this is my number. You call me and you tell me if you face any issues. So
Yeah.
literally, like it done it like more than 2000 customers at that point of time. Even still, like, we are like all ready for any issues. Like we call our customers religiously. Daily, there's a customer calling team that actually calls our customer for any issues they face. Because, our product is Ayurvedic. So first is it will not behave like your normal lipstick. It will behave different. It is not gonna be like, ekdam like sit in the same canister for the entire year. Based on the weather, Ayurvedic product changes their naturality.
Sure. Sure.
So that was like, for us, education was a very big, and that's why customer reaching out to them, number one. Second, initially selling them during pop-ups and having that personal connect was very important.
Also, for trust building, our formulations are actually Ayush Ministry
Yeah.
approved. So we have done all those tests plus certification that are required. But when it comes to educating parent, one is to meet them face to face, but the other is also to create
Yeah.
content
Content.
and spreading that using
Sure.
the Instagram and other platform that we do. But one thing we realize, users don't really go very deep in certifications or what you're doing. They actually trust you. So it becomes our responsibility to make it happen is what we feel. But once you say that it is Ayurvedic, 100% natural, I think people believe or people have that kind of trust in our age old science and wisdom, I would say.
Definitely. Definitely. Like Ayurvedic in India is like selling like hotcakes for anything. Now, let's simplify this for parents. So, can you tell, like, if you are speaking to some parents, can you tell us what kind of products you have and what kind of ingredients has gone into, like, is short with each of these products? And tell us also which is your hero product, like, which is the product all the kids love the most?
We have two sets of category. One is makeup, which is disguised care makeup.
Yeah.
Like we use lip balm and cream, but it just have natural color. Matlab, it is beetroot lip balm. It gives red color. So,
Yeah.
and we have packaged in a way that it looks like lipstick. Ideally, it is a balm that
Okay.
you use to hydrate your lips.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we have used lotion, which you use on your cheek. We have added some color. And again, so it is more tricked kind of product, which we call color a cosmetic makeup for kids to do self expression for them. currently, since we are sticking to Ayurveda, we only cover the face. We don't make nail polish as of now. We have not found any way to make it. So we cover the face. One, we have eyeshadow. There are some variants of eyeshadow to cover the eyes. Second, we have blush to cover the cheeks. And third, we have lip balm and gloss to cover the lips. So that covers the face of the child, like use in their functions or anywhere. And then second, we have daily rituals product, which is shampoo, body wash, lotion, oil, and sunscreen. So these are our daily rituals or daily habit products that a kid use. So we have both the categories with us. All are Ayush Ministry approved and 100% natural. Plus, all formulations are made grounds up for kids' skin. As I said, kids' skin is developing. They need more nourishment than protection or treatment. So
True.
that's the two product lines we have.
So in terms of the ingredients, we were very particular. We were solving the problems. So if I talk about my personal care range, the shampoo, we are solving the dry scalp, flaky scalp, as well as dandruff, as well as your hair breakage issues. So what we did was like making formulations which are like, so all shampoos generally might have more water or DM base. Our is actually aloe vera base. We have 35% aloe vera gel. It is pure aloe vera gel which is used in the base because that gives nourishment to your child's hair. That solves your problem. So the hero ingredients are many. There are like 10 to 20 actives in every like products that we have. So it's a long list, but maybe I can touch only the top 3 or 4 ones which I love personally. So like in shampoo, it is actually mango butter, aloe vera gel and almond oil. So people don't put oil in your shampoo. And however we have put it, the reason is that, if you wash your hair, sometimes your hair feel very dry. It is
Yeah.
because, the surfactant or that foam causing agent, that was actually making your hair dry out. So we added oil because we were using plant-based surfactants, but we wanted oil to be there so that at the end of the day, it feels very nourished. So this is like for the shampoo. For body lotion, everybody knows the shea butter is the best product that you can use for your body lotion. Yes, we use them at 10 to 15%, but one of the biggest ingredient is actually almond oil and saffron oil. So almond oil we use at 7% to 8%, which is a huge percentage. The reason was because kids skin will behave differently in weather and also by different body part. So your elbows, the kids, knees, your hand skin, your neck skin, they might have different levels of dryness because of the exposure to outside environment, sun, sweat, heat, and the kids play and everything. So we wanted to fix it. Apart from that, kids will fall down, they will get burns, cuts. So the three major ingredient in that is actually almond oil, then there is rosemary oil, then they at the same point of time shea butter as well. We also added manjishta because manjishta has like haldi, haldi has like natural properties that actually makes you feel well. In similar lines, manjishta has healing property. So we wanted to make sure that if your kid is hurt, if there is a still scar is remaining, let's heal it.
Ingredients is more layered and system, not just a single hero ingredient we have used.
Yeah.
In terms of our hero SKU, as I said, one in our color cosmetic category, we solve a purpose. So people usually buy a combo which covers the face. We usually sell like that, that only taking blush won't help you. So you
Yeah.
need a system which helps you. So we tell them buy one eyeshadow, one blush, and one for lip balm. So that's our hero selling combo. In personal care, our hero selling is lotion and body oil actually right now. So these three products are our hero SKU as of now.
Yeah. So if I wanted to buy mismatch product, where can I buy it?
So one, you can directly buy from our website, which is mishmashnaturals.com.
.com. Yeah.
Otherwise, we are available in Amazon and First Cry too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we are available in marketplaces.
As I see that you are targeting to upper class or upper middle class of the your segment. So don't you think that being present on quick commerce will also make a lot of sense.
Yes, we have to be in quick commerce because every channel behaves differently. When we sell in our website, we are able to sell as a combo or we are able to sell the story to sell. But when we are selling in Amazon, the hero SKU is lip balm.
Okay. Yeah.
People just buy lip balm because they're searching for it. There is some user intent or behavior that is there. People go in Amazon and buy. In our website, it is combo. In Amazon, it is lip balm. In First Cry, also behave more like our website only. It is discovery led. But quick commerce is more repeat buyer or instant purchase led also. So while we are moving towards that side, we need to be in quick commerce as a channel, but we are still figuring out the right channel product mix or the proposition mix for that. So we are just cautious being there because it is little more costlier. The margins are little more higher for the platform. So we are
Yeah.
still figuring out what is that right product channel mix for it. So I think we have not still got there. So that's what we are trying to figure out. And soon, yeah, we started with OZ. Right now we are live in OZ, which is into kids quick commerce. So we are live there because we feel that that is a natural quick commerce for us. But yeah, soon we'll be figuring out Blinkit and other. But as I said, we need to figure out the right product and the pricing for it to actually work for us.
Sure. Yeah. So what is your percentage right now in your website on this marketplace?
So from our website, we sell 80% and 20% is from marketplaces.
80% on website. And
Yeah.
how people land, like what is the marketing strategy or everything you're following to find customer to your website?
So one major part is driven by Instagram content. So we do Instagram ads. So that drives around 60%, I would say, traffic. Another 30% is more direct word of mouth referral, etc. And the rest 10% is influencer led driven. So currently we are more content heavy or education led business where it is more driven either by content or by word of mouth from our customers, or let's say that's how we are trying it.
Definitely. Let's talk about Shark Tank India. You have been there and it was an interesting episode. So tell us, how did it impact your brand?
I think the
Right.
impact was really positive. The episode itself, like you only saw 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We had a almost 1.5 hours conversation with them.
Oh,
And
wow.
the Aman and Anupam, they have daughters. Namita and Vinita, they have boys.
Yeah.
Oh, it was more like, literally they were, Anuman and Anupam, they were actually sharing stories with the broader panel. Vinita was very curiously asking that, does it happen? Like what Kanika is talking about. Because they don't face it on a daily basis. Because at that point of time, we were more makeup heavy when the
Yeah.
episode was shot. So, so it was like an eye opener for a lot of people that, this happens in every Indian home. Even Kanika Tekriwal, she lives with her niece and
Yeah.
she was sharing stories. Stories were like that she was shooting for maybe an event and there was a makeup person who was there. Her makeup person's entire vanity was in her home. It was actually her niece had hidden it in the washroom because she wanted to see. And the niece was only 5 years old.
Yeah.
Because she curious to see what is this khajana, what is this product. So it's like it was more validation. Number one, validation that yes, this category is increasing. People in India should become aware that you have to think about it as something which is coming out. You can't be in the mindset where, you don't have an option for your kid. Now we are making safest option for your kids. So that was the validation that we got because there were some amazing things that, Vinita said, about our products as well. There were a lot of conversation about the packaging and, the details that we had consciously done, but,
Yeah.
it was good. So that was one trust. Second, validation that market is existing. And thirdly, yes, they were acknowledging that this is something that we have not seen develop till now. It is not a mature market. So
Yeah.
those three were
So I
my
think
major takes. Yes.
I think going to Shark Tank and telling your story, because we are into category creation, right? It is not a well established category. So, going in front of the biggest entrepreneurship or a startup event and sharing your story to all India is a biggest stage for us. So, one, it actually elevated our brand. Like the brand searches or the whole direct organic traffic actually is now X what used to be earlier. So one, the brand gets really elevated and acknowledged anywhere you go. Earlier, if you speak to Blinkit, Zepto, they won't entertain, but now they actually entertain. So one is brand in front of consumer, but also the ecosystem or the supply side is more receptive. So that is a very, very big positive that we have got our side. Second, we were able to share our story and what we are building, which is very unique. So many people thank that, okay, great to taking this topic to the national stage. So that is second. The third is about like how it has impacted our sales. So the sales wise, I would say it is on us. How do we distribute or utilize that thing? So while our whole overall our brands that we were saying has improved 50%, what it was earlier, what it is now. So I
Right.
think it is more like, let's say you have hired a celebrity or Shah Rukh Khan and got your ad done. Now it's a responsibility of yours. How do you distribute it? How do you utilize it to make maximum impact for your sales? I would say brand elevation and story is obviously done, but I think for utilizing it for sales, I think we have to like do a lot of work there in terms of distributing it via your own content platform, via your own ads. So overall, it's been an amazing journey for us. Like we have grown X from pre Shark Tank to now,
Wow.
and the whole organic direct searches brand is really elevated, I would say. And anybody who has a consumer facing brand, it's a no brainer to be on Shark Tank. While there are few people who might say that I don't want to share my secrets or my whole numbers with the national TV, but I think it adds to your thought process and it process you like in the process itself, you get a lot more mature and you answer very difficult question that takes your company to the next level, because it's a long journey of 6 months. While we see it just as an episode, it's a 6 months long journey. It's a huge engagement and time, effort, resources that goes into the Shark Tank episode, I would say, or the pitch that we do.
And
So
Vineet, it would have been really good if we would have got the funding.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I wanted to get into that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You actually didn't get the fund. Although the product was very unique, creating a new
Yeah.
category, and people came up with like real issues also. Like when Aman mentioned that the category is not there, but once you create that category, large sharks like Vinita will take it over. So tell us, like, what is your learning there? Like, what went wrong, or what you would do differently if you again have to go face a investor for fund?
Yeah. So one, I think we were little early in terms of our revenue, because now you see the brands that are coming are more mature in terms of their revenue. We were doing 6, 7 or sub 10 lakhs that time when
Yeah.
we were went there and pitching. So it was a very early stage, would say. And second, maybe it is live. It is purely live. There is no script. There is no presentation. There is
True.
no
True.
data with you to present it well.
Yeah.
So second, I would say that delivery or the communication that we did might have not gone as we thought we should have done. So maybe one of the reasons that we couldn't get the deal would be our format. Like let's say you are asking me question, I'm trying to answer, oh, and then some second shark will ask some other question. You are answering him, third will ask. So you also
Yeah.
have to do that justice to make the pitch right. So maybe I think one, we were early in terms of revenue, and second might be the delivery we couldn't do justice. But I think overall episode, the comments and everything came positive for us. Like Vinita, who is industry veteran, told us that I have seen a lot of kids brand, but the ingredients that you have put are really something even
Yeah.
if kids can eat won't harm. So I think getting those kind of comments from Vinita and others were very great for us.
Sure. I think the bigger objective is achieved because you get so much of attention. The brand visibility might have increased for sure. And definitely, I'm sure that you can convert the numbers also, sales also. Again, when you're creating a new category, not just a brand, you're creating a category, this kind of push definitely will help a lot.
Yeah.
So for all the brands or all the entrepreneurs who wanted to come into Shark Tank, can you set up the, like, what is the process of getting into Shark Tank?
So one, I would say I have seen a lot of people applying in Shark Tank, but usually you do it casually. So one, let me go through the process. There is four-step process. There is one initial first form, which is a basic hygiene form that they share, which is round one, usually starts in June. I would say June of any year. So there is one first form that you fill, which is smaller form, and based on that you get selected for a second round, which is a very large form. Like there are 50 questions in that form. I have seen that many people don't really give much importance and they fill casually or very quickly or just put it in ChatGPT and do it. So I think we actually took every form, every question, everything very, very seriously. So one, I would say if you are trying to apply for Shark Tank, founder should fill it and with all sincere, earnest honesty and the detail that it requires. So one first form is there, which is basic. Second form is there, which is a large 50 page form where they ask all the details about the founders, the background, how did you start, etc. And the financials of the company, your future roadmap, the pitch deck. So they takes everything that you need to invest for their due diligence stage. The manufacturer license, the Ayush Ministry license, everything they took at that stage. And you also have to submit a 90-second video pitch to them. So that's the second stage. After that second stage, they do their due diligence that all the documents are right or not, licenses or anything that is required to do business legally in India, everything is there or not. And then how is your projections, numbers, pitch, everything. So if you get selected, then there is in-person audition. This is not with sharks, but a in-person audition with where there are three members, one from entertainment industry, one from investment side, and one from compliance analytics side of it. So again, there are three judges sitting and you do the pitch. It is like a live pitch there also. You don't have any data or anything. You just have to go there and pitch.
Yeah.
It lasts around 1.5 hours. They will ask you every possible thing you can think of. Why did you start? Where were you born? What is your background? What leverage you have? Why are you doing it? They will test your product. So just like sharks, they will ask every questions that are there. So that's the in-person audition round. It happens either in Mumbai or nearer to your state. For us, it was Mumbai. There are Delhi also, I think. So that is in-person stage. Then comes the final that you do to the sharks, which is the fourth round, where again you go to Mumbai for that shoot. It's in Film City. They call you 3 days before. 2 days is more to acclimatize you, and only the first 90 second is where you can pitch as per your wish or practice you have done. So the first 90 seconds they let you pitch, or they also help you. So Shark Tank team is very helpful in that sense. They help you to polish your pitch to actually think in terms of that national TV will look this pitch.
Add some entertainment and all. Yeah.
Yeah, so it has to be entertaining. The
Yeah.
energy level has to be high. So all those guiding principles they share with you, and that 90 second is rehearsed pitch multiple times. They tell you how it will be, and then you go live, and it's totally live. There is no script, there is nothing. Even sharks don't know who is coming, so they also know the company for the first time there. So they have to take the decision in that 90 minutes or 1.5 hour conversation that we have done with them. So that's the fourth stage. Then after pitch, the episode will air. So the journey is like June is first form, July, August is second form, then September, October is your in-person audition, November, December is your proper pitch. And then Jan, Feb, March is your screening. So the process started from June, it took till March. And at every stage, you don't know you will come or not.
Yeah.
Even after pitching to Shark, you are not clear will you be coming
Yeah.
to TV or not. Usually the selection rate is 75%, which is good, but still there is a chance that you won't come.
Yeah.
So imagine yourself preparing for June till December and you are not there in a TV is a big deal. I think it's a tough. I don't know how would I handle if I am not screened after that.
Oh.
But that's the journey.
Yeah.
And I would say in every part of the journey, you have to give your best. Even the display that is there in the Shark Tank event, like if you see our display, it is like the best that we could present. So we gave our best shot that is possible to make it happen. So anybody who wants to be in Shark Tank, one, it's a 6 to 8 months journey. And second, every step as a founder, you have to take ownership to deliver your best. Like you should not say, okay, we could have done this better. At least I am not able to say we could have done this better except for the live interaction that we had. But everything else, we did our 100% possible that we could.
Yeah, that's super interesting. So
Yeah.
much of effort goes into then only. I also know a couple of brands which were actually presented to Shark. Shark invested. Then also they were not actually put on live. Yeah, that has also happened. And
Yeah.
yeah, so interesting to know all the process. Now, tell me one thing. You are running your entire show from Raipur, right? So,
Yeah.
and from this small tier two town. So, what are your pros and cons of having the show running from Raipur?
I would take it pros first. I would say that there is very less noise. I don't have any D2C events to attend or any other distraction that I could think of in Raipur. So one, the noise is very different and the comparison is also not there, right? I can't compare with anyone else. I would say not easily if I was in Bangalore. Versus the cost of living is low. So we are very frugal in our whole spending and in our personal life also we are able to manage 1/5 of the cost that we would have incurred in Bangalore.
Yeah.
So it's much easier to sustain the marathon that we are in because like it's a difficult and a long journey that you are in. So one, I would say there is no noise. Second, the cost of living for yourself personal is low. And third, you can hire best talent at a decent cost. Like if I have to hire best talent in Bangalore, maybe I have to pay 50 lakhs, let's assume. In
Yeah.
Raipur, I can hire best talent at 20 lakhs. So I am able to hire best talent of Raipur at a better cost is what I would say
But
because
do you think in Bangalore you could have gotten like better candidate?
yes, obviously, in terms of experience and exposure, yes, we would have got better candidates. But I think in our case, we are three founders. We are expert in our own domain. So we hire more, let's say, less experienced or freshers and train them. So we are looking more people who have aptitude, intent, hunger, attitude to excel versus somebody who have exposure and experience. But yes, in Bangalore, we would have got more people who are exposure is high, experience is high, and operation is different. So yeah, being in Raipur, those are the benefit. But yeah, cons is as you said, one can't get many experienced folks here that already have done it or have experience or have those things. So one that is difficult. Second is also the packaging and the design ecosystem is not there. If
Yeah.
you are in metros or anywhere, it is easier to get the design or the packaging or the look and feel as you want. So for that, it is difficult. So we would travel to places to get that right. That is there. You can get it in Bangalore. Obviously, exposure. If you meet other founders, you get to know from that their learning. What are they doing or how are they thinking? So those all benefits are there being in metros versus Raipur. But in Raipur also government support and everything you can avail much easily. Versus in Bangalore, I would be clueless how to avail a CGT MSc loan, let's say. Like government gives you loan at 9.5% for
Yeah.
your inventory. We have availed it. Being in Raipur, it was easy to meet the department people, understand from them, submit the right proposal to get it. versus being in Bangalore, I'm not sure if it was easy or not. So those all things are also much easier when you are in tier 2, 3. Like you get the support of the ecosystem much easily there.
Um, And one more thing, like we are talking about Raipur as a city, but there are also other tier two, जिसमें all these problems might not be there. So if we talk about big Indore, if we talk about Surat, we talk about Ahmedabad. So yes, these are also tier two city, but they have already solved, the ecosystem problems and having the right packaging partners, and so it depends. I think yes, tier two has its own benefit and cons, but it also depends on which tier 2 you are working from. So yes, talent is like one thing that I would really
Yeah.
want to say this, and you should be always okay with the fact that yes, you might take X more amount of time than if you were in Bangalore.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Plus, churn is also low.
yeah,
Bangalore, a candidate has multiple option. If you want to stay in Raipur, near to your parents or close to your hometown, you have dearth of options. So as I said, there are pros and cons, and that's what
Oh
it
yeah,
is.
as I mentioned you initially when we were discussing that I run my business from Midnapur. So Midnapur is a tier 3 or tier 4 town. Okay, it's a 120 kilometer from Calcutta. But the biggest advantage I have is I will say to manage a team. For me, it's a service-based industry. So all my clients are outside and we are delivering from here. So my team is, and in IT sector, the attrition is huge. Okay, but if I get into like I have a 60 people team, still my average age will be more than 7 years of the team. So the team
Wow.
has stayed with us. One. And second is all like out of 65 people, 70% goes to home for their lunch. that
Wow.
is that is not possible in any metros, and that is something is very simple thing, but I do speak about it a lot. That is a huge thing for me. So yeah, that has helped me a lot. Being a service industry, I've seen that there's very little cons to like. I have a lot of poses to have it running from Midnapur. Yeah, that's beautiful. Now, coming to like we run a technology company, so I wanted to understand what kind of technology you're running and like what role does technology playing in Mismatch Naturals? Can you share a little more about that?
Yeah, so one, we are using mostly a third-party ecosystem for D2C. One, our website is in Shopify. So Shopify as a tech platform gives you a lot of liberty, and then all other plugins are there, like
Yeah,
WhatsApp plugin, logistic aggregator plugin is there, and then we also use Unicommerce consolidate
yeah,
all our platform, let's say
right.
Amazon, FirstCry, and website and other marketplaces. So we are using these already built-in platform to use and make our process streamline and efficient, I would say. But yes, having a Shopify developer as a person in your team or as a freelancer is gives you a liberty to change your UX, UI, do a lot of experiment in terms of how can you communicate or build trust with the customer. So in terms of tech, I would say these are the platform, but then getting right people to handle these platform would enable us to leverage them more. And second, with the advent of AI, I would say all our content or the marketing pieces or the images or even the 3D render or any packaging design, everything goes via AI now.
Yeah,
So I think leveraging AI, we are able to achieve things which we would have done, let's say 6 months in maybe a month, and using 20 people instead we are a 8-member
yeah,
team. So I think it's much more efficient and leveraging there in terms of technology.
sure. Now, coming like when we see the Shark Tank episode, a lot of them were like very critical about the website. So, how you are taking forward that feedback?
Yeah, so we got the feedback that website is looks dated and
Yeah,
it's not as per the brand which we
Yes.
presented there. So one, we took it seriously, all the feedback we got, and we have revamped our website. So we have redone the whole UI, UX, branding, look and feel. So we took a partner from Indore. We took him as a partner and we revamped our website. And now I would urge you or anybody who's watching this show to check out and give us feedback that how it
sure.
looks. So, but we took the feedback and we actually executed and made the website much more kid friendly and brand centric now.
Definitely, definitely. And being a tech expert, I would definitely look forward and I will share my feedback also personally. I'll make sure on that. So we are on the last segment, Labdhi and Kanika. So let's have couple of rapid. So if you have to define Mishmash Naturals in 10 seconds, how will you do that?
It's actually Ayurvedic kids self care, fixing your child's routine.
Okay. 5-year vision for the brand.
So basically, we want to be present in every household's washroom for their kids' self-care needs. So idea is to be present everywhere in India as one of the product in the bathroom of kids.
Definitely. If you have to start something new today, so which business you will be starting as a new?
I
I
think
think
I have
we'll
not yet thought about it. Maybe once Mishmash is really done and dusted, maybe it's grown so big, but it will always be kids and sustainability. That's what I would like to do.
we'll still do Mishmash Naturals for
Yeah.
now. I think it's a big dream, and I feel it's a big, huge potential that we have.
That's lovely thought. What is one brand you see in kids segment which is doing really well and you love it?
I think Your Basil is there. Your Basil, they make bento box and tiffin.
Okay.
They are doing very good, I would
I
say.
like Whole Truth. They have also launched the kids range because I also used to wonder when they have amazing products for adults, why
Yeah.
didn't they add for kids? I'm still to get hold of it because abhi tak, Raipur tier 2, it takes time to get my hands on it. But definitely one brand that I really admire.
The whole truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instagram ads or word of mouth.
Word of mouth is the best, but yeah, you need to do Instagram ads to get word of mouth.
One marketing channel that is underrated.
WhatsApp community. We have a community, right? And we were surprised. We lot of moms who have tried by themselves. Like some of them are ordering it in bulk for their business.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we didn't estimate it that much. That's the potential of WhatsApp.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential in WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Recently, in fact, I suggest my client ki instead of going into a mobile app, get your presence in WhatsApp much better because you can do a lot of things on WhatsApp. With WhatsApp API, you can not only answer your questions straight away immediately, but you can also sell your products on with WhatsApp API. And recently, WhatsApp is also launching their payment gateways on WhatsApp payment. And those things, if we can collect, because everyone is on WhatsApp, it's the biggest platform. Being, if you wanted to sell your product, you have to go where your customers are there and all your customers are on WhatsApp. So it makes a lot of sense. So we have been building a lot of tools for our clients who are into one of our client is into tourism. So we are building the entire platform for them, and one of them is a manufacturer. So we're building for them. So we see a lot of opportunity to be done on WhatsApp. Yeah, I truly agree with you. Like WhatsApp is really underrated right now.
Yeah.
Biggest myth in kids skincare.
Too many to burst. Like the biggest one, कुछ भी लगा दो इसे कुछ नहीं होगा. आज
Yeah.
नहीं होगा. 15 साल बाद देखना.
Oh, yeah. Right. One trend in industry that you think it will die in 3 years?
I feel influencer ads, like the big influencer ads, that I feel might go down, and the micro, nano, those will be the ones that will stay. That's what I feel.
I will to disagree here because influencer marketing is going in a huge direction and a lot of brands are using it. I've been in touch with a lot of brands. They are coming as and sharing their stories and they are saying they are using it in a very positive way. Okay. So especially if you are into kids segment and you can definitely find out a influencer who's talking about kids segment and that is definitely going to help. And if someone is really sincere and like people believe in and they still talk about your brand, that definitely helps. So one mistake you made in your early, like when you started.
I would say that we focus more on product and less on packaging. You have to think more holistically. It has
Yeah.
to be the experience that you are giving customer. So we focus more on product ingredient, quality, etc. But we didn't give much thought on packaging. I would say packaging is equally or more important. as
Definitely,
of now
definitely,
to
definitely.
crack D2C.
जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So biggest learning from your journey as a entrepreneur?
I think one is that if the momentum is there, like
Yes.
momentum in terms of your company growing, moving ahead every day or every month or every quarter, everything falls in places. Like team is also motivated, you are motivated, everybody gets that energy and drive from it. So focus on momentum. I would
Yeah,
say that's very critical to shape the company.
Yeah, and there's one more, Vineet. Like, what work for my kid might not work for the other kid. So we
true.
have to think what are the possible problems that we want to solve. It can't be my kid's only problem.
Yeah, like
Because I'm generalizing it then.
yeah, yeah. True, true. Okay, three AI tools that every founder should use.
Claude
Claude
for chat.
Agent is something I think to create the avatar and like your own videos that you can create content. Claude is there, and I think that's it.
Great. Yeah. So you should also try Grok and Gemini.
Gemini.
Gemini. Yeah,
Yes,
Grok
yes,
and Gemini is doing very well with video
yeah,
generating. So you should try
Gemini.
it out. So that's it. I think we have come to an end, and I think it was really lovely talking to you. And I believe that a lot of parents will learn a lot, and you are solving a very huge problem. I myself am parent to two kids, and I'm sure that I can relate all the problems you have mentioned here. So thank you so much. Thank you for sharing a lot. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vineet, for hosting us, and
Thank you, Vineet.
it was lovely
Yeah.
talking to you.